What's up? What's up? What's up? Back on the row here, row 26. We here. Just fucking started that shit up quickly. How's your weekend? You guys got a lot of snow yet over there, or what's going on?
It's supposed to come I think tomorrow or this Sunday 3 a.m. or something like that. But yeah, it's supposed to be a lot. But then again, it's it was saying 20 inches.
They always overhype it, you know.
Yeah. Now it's saying maybe 6 to 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got the under on a foot of snow.
Yeah, and also I feel like it's just oh, everyone run to the store and go buy all the goods that you don't need. Now they're gonna stack up in your house, and it's just
Oh yeah, nah.
Fear mongering.
Yeah, I just grabbed a ton of beers.
Yeah, I asked my mom. I was like, "Did you prepare for the store?" She's like, "I got cookies and cream ice cream with sprinkles." I was like, "Oh, okay, nice, perfect."
Nah, I spent $110 at Aldi, which is 2 full grocery carts. Yeah. No, I made sure just in case, but when I went to Aldi, there was literally no bread. It was almost like COVID. Literally the whole bread area was bare. No buns, no rolls, no fucking anything. And then there wasn't a lot of meat either, so I just grabbed what I could. I got some pork chops, some chicken thighs, some
nice.
Yeah, just in case. But I also grab I always grab things okay, if the power goes out, because even my stove is electric,
Oh, that's good. So you can that's not good actually.
Yeah. I guess the oven is gas, so I can still use the oven, but
it's a little trickier, to get underneath there and get you need probably one of those long lighters, one of those type of things.
For the pilot light?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I probably won't even use it, because then I got to worry about turning it off. I got a bunch of stuff I can make. I still had some bread and bagels, and I grabbed a bunch of tortillas, if I just need to make quick little sandwiches or whatever.
Do you have a grill outside or not?
I do in the backyard, but I'm not going to be, if it's snowing a foot.
Yeah, then you're
I'm not going to be out and fucking grilling. Yeah, no, that's not.
That'd be crazy. That's college days when you're out there in just a tank top with a Scully on or whatever, and fucking in the snow with boots on, fucking grilling. Oh my
Kathy already slow cooked some pulled pork and shit. She's bringing over in a little bit. She can get here while we're still recording, and then I'll probably maybe make something else in the crock pot here overnight, so I have some food ready,
Love that.
But nothing crazy. Yeah, no, it's Snowmageddon. It's more worrying about something a little burrow kind of thing, parking, making sure I'm on the right side of the road, which I secured a spot. So hopefully Cassidy can when she gets here. I might have to jump off real quick and help her if she's having trouble finding it, but we'll figure it out.
All good. We'll case by case it. But welcome back to the row for our viewers here, all 6 of them. Yeah. In terms of these games, it's funny. You see the snowstorm, and obviously we want that snowy football weather, but the game's not in New England. The game's in Denver. We got the 1 versus 2 seed here, so it's the only matchup that was going to get this game away from being in Gillette, which I think does not bode well for the Patriots, even though they're coming into the game playing the backup quarterback. There's so many storylines in this game, and I want you to kick it off. I have a lot of opinions about the Patriots in general and this whole thing with them, but I'd love to hear where your thoughts land. Obviously, Stiddy going against his former team. There's a lot of storylines in this game, but I'd love to hear from what you're thinking about. And
I like how you already gave him a nickname. People have been calling him that forever. You're just yeah, Stiddy. Everyone knows who that is. He's referring.
It's a little
referring to Jared Stidham, who's now the quarterback. Yeah, I think to talk about this first, we kind of got to go back and just talk about how crazy this situation is. We've seen backup quarterbacks in the playoffs who maybe come in towards the end of the season. Obviously Nick Foles, Jeff Hofstetler, but to have a guy come in cold in the
Brady,
yeah, in the cold in the conference championship game is crazy. So I don't think this has ever been done before. I mean, I'd have to fact check it, but a conference championship game, first start of the season, backup crazy quarterback. I don't think that's ever happened
against his former team. Also, coincidentally,
I think Staubach maybe, but that was weirdly
was that the NFC Championship game?
Well, he started the year before, and then they had Greg Moore in, and then he came in
I don't think it's this severity. Like,
yeah. And obviously, Staubach went on to be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Right.
But which I doubt Jared Stidham does. To be fair, but yeah, it's just crazy to think that like that injury happened according to Sean Payton and what people are saying on the play that they just centered the ball for the kicker on like a short ass field goal. I want to say like 32 yards, something crazy like that. Like just like a short, like they're like, oh, we got to make sure he's in the middle of the field. And then if you watch the play, he did get kind of hit, like the offensive lineman maybe should have like shoved somebody. I don't know, but it just was like a very weird situation for him to get hurt on that kind of play where it's like so kind of unnecessary. And just a weird situation. But yeah, I mean, the line, it looks like it moved to plus 3.5. I was seeing plus 4.5 yesterday.
It was started at plus 5.5 to kick it off. And opinions on this, by the way.
It's weird. Like, obviously, the Patriots, or at least Brady, never won in Denver in the playoffs. 0-3. 0-4, I think, in Denver overall for Brady and the Patriots. And I don't know. It's so weird because I think like the shows that the spread only being 3.5 shows like almost like with the backup quarterback, the Broncos are still very live here, in my opinion. And as an underdog, like I think like especially when you get that half a point over the 3, like I really like the Broncos here. I think if they make one big play, one pick six, one blocked kick, one, kick return touchdown, and all of a sudden they are, in the driver's seat, if you will. Like, and I think that Jared Stidham could easily play better than CJ Stroud played last weekend. Like, in reality, like that's just a fact. Like CJ Stroud was terrible. I'm not going to pile on. Like everyone has it's kind of obvious. Like he just had an atrocious game. I'm not trying to like jump on the bandwagon of shitting on CJ Stroud, but it's like anyone who watched that game who has eyes.
Unless you're Ryan Clark.
Yeah, I guess at the halftime, Ryan Clark, yeah. But no, anyone with eyes could see like if they just had someone who was just a game manager, just not giving the ball away, like they should have won that game.
Probably could have punted all game and won the game.
I think Davis Mills should have came in at halftime, honestly.
I agree. Yeah, I think it just got to the point.
People forget. I think Davis Mills was like 5-0 or 5-1 as a starter for the Texans this year.
3-0, yeah.
It's crazy that like I think they were 1-3 when Davis Mills came in when CJ Stroud got hurt. Like,
got them to 4-3. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I know they started 0-2. I believe they were 1-3 when Davis Mills came in, and he won 5 games, or at least
it was 3 games. It was 3 games. I'm like 99% sure it's 3-0. He went.
I thought he played more than that. I'll double check, but yeah, I mean, I like Denver here. Like I even like Denver money line here. Like here's my thought. So a couple things. Number one, this Patriots team. I've been clamoring about this, and maybe I'm over talking the point because I've been talking about it in a couple of group chats and talking to people about this a little bit. They played the 32nd ranked schedule this year. They played the Chargers in the first round without their right and left tackle and starting running back. They played Houston, and Houston gave them the ball 6 times, 2 fumbles, 4 interceptions, and both of those games, the Chargers game was 9-3 with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter until he threw that touchdown to Hunter Henry. They struggled all game to score in that game. Shouts to Minner, who just got hired as Baltimore. His defensive job in that game was very good, I thought, against Drake May in the offense. And then you go to the game against Houston. It was 21-16 in the fourth quarter, and Houston had the ball. So both of those games where it felt like New England should have been well within the driver's seat. They were not dominating those games, even with the extra possessions in the Houston game. And then you go to the Chargers game, and the Chargers could not move the ball on offense. And it was something to do with maybe Herbert, maybe whatever. But also that offensive line could not contain the New England front all game. And, that arrives me at this point that I think the books are cooking them. I think they're cooking the books a little bit here in Vegas. They keep bringing the line down because they want people to slam New England. Well, the line moves because of how the betting goes. So that just
means most betting on New England.
Yeah, Well, no, that means people kept betting the Broncos, so they had to keep moving the line.
That's like 75%. The New England everyone's on New England. I think they're cooking the books. I think they want people to keep jumping on.
That doesn't include like the money line. Right. So it's like people betting New England money line in a parlay, whatever. But like
that is like the
spread moving from 5.5 to 3.5 meant too many people were betting the Broncos at 5.5. Then too many people were betting the Broncos at 4.5. Like they do it to get the same amount of money on both sides, so they just eat the.
But overall money, like 75% at least, or whatever of the bets are on New England. So I feel like the books are also like, let's just keep getting them to bet on New England as much as possible. Let's just like keep doing it. And you guys are also
percent of bets doesn't necessarily mean percent of money. Because like there could be like one like sharps betting like $1 million on the Broncos.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. Like and then like
growing from Texas or whatever. That guy. Yeah.
So basically, when the line moves, it's because the amount of money on one side is getting to the point where if that side wins, then Vegas loses money.
Right.
So they'll move the line to try to get more people to bet the Patriots. Plus 4.5, and then, or minus 3.5, and like they want as close to 50-50 on each side, and then they just eat the 10% that they charge, like everything's minus 110, or you know what I mean?
Right.
That's how books make money. They don't make money. They do make money on most people losing, also, but their strategy is to have 50-50 on both sides, and then they just eat that 10%, and
Yeah. So. That's kind of where I've arrived at this game. Stidham, from what a lot of things that I've heard from different like interviews and stuff I've been watching over the week, like just like when I'm at work and just listening to podcasts, whatever, just listening to stuff. One thing that I've been hearing is that Stidham's a cocky guy. Like he's not afraid. He's gonna come in and he's not gonna be afraid. The world. I think they said that something about how this is one of the biggest differentiations for a home team to be the home dog in a conference championship game. It's like one of the biggest lines in NFL history for a home dog. Like when it was at 4.5, that was like one of the biggest. So now it's at 3.5. I don't know if that stat sticks, but nevertheless, like
you said, it opened at 5.5. Like
it opened at 5.5. Like if you're Jarrett Stidham and you're Sean Payton, you're like, you got nothing to lose here, bro. Everyone thinks you're going to lose. The bet 75% of the bets have been on New England. Like you're the backup quarterback. You haven't started a game since Biden was putting sentences together. Like it's been a minute. There's nothing for them to lose. J.K. Dobbins, their main down back kind of guy, because R.J. Harvey's more of like obviously your pass catching back and stuff. So Dobbins is still not going to be able to be available. Franklin's coming in questionable. Pat Bryant's suiting up, which is cool. He had no limitations this week. So that's good to get him back. I think that's key. But I don't see like Stidham being like one of these guys that's just going to be afraid of the moment and be gun shy. I think Sean is imploring him to like be the guy.
Obviously, we talked a little bit last week about Matt LaFleur, like criticizing him, and we also talked like he's kind of a coach where like he'll coach better with Malik Willison than Jordan Love. Like I can kind of see that effect here with Sean Payton, where he might do some sort of crazy wrinkle where like Jarrett Stidham is like running the ball 15 to 20 times on some crazy shit. Like he might play clock control, like make it almost like a wildcat. Like there's nothing out of Sean Payton's like wheelhouse of like what could happen.
He's going into the archives for this one. Yeah,
exactly. Like he's going to go in his bag. We talked about it last week, and then the first touchdown of the game is a lineman catching it. Like he's going to get deep in his bag. Obviously, you can't. We talked about it last week. You can't pull the onside kick. You can't do it until the fourth quarter now with the new kickoff rules, and you got to declare it. So it's not going to be sneak attacks like that. But I could even see him getting. I could even see getting creative with like the new kicking rules, having the guy be like, do a floaty kick to where it lands just inside the 20. If you don't make it and you're short and they take it up to 40, no big deal. Like, let's try something crazy here. Like, let's do like he might have been planning this all year for a special moment. Like I could see
the
something
the hook and ladder play, or like the handoff on the kickoff return.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, saying like from special teams also, like I said, like I know I called my shot last week, but I'm saying like some sort of floaty. Again, I said last week, a fake punt, a fake field goal, something crazy. But also, just like I said, like it also creates an element of like what the defense has been preparing for like all season. Like there's no tape on a Jarrett Stidham.
Even Bill Williams was like, "What do you know about Jarrett Stidham?" He was like, "Nothing."
Yeah, Jarrett Stidham and Sean Payton offense. Like there's no tape on that. So I honestly think they'll come out firing. Like that first 15 play script, like I think that they'll start off with success. I don't know if they'll be able to sustain it, but I also know that the defense is really good for Denver. And this could be like a race to 20 points kind of game, 17 points even, Like, I do think that Drake May is an excellent player, young, and he's going to be really, really good. But, like, you look at his big games, like the first 2 games of the playoffs this season, he wasn't spectacular. He made some great throws, but he also turned the ball over. He also turned the ball over a lot. Like, they struggled to move the ball at times. Like, the defense, but that's where it comes back to the other side. Is like the New England defense might be the most underrated defense. Like, we talk about Denver, we talk about Seattle, we talk about Houston. Like, it might be the Patriots right after that.
Yeah, that's the X factor for sure. Like, and I saw a really good comment from who was talking? Oh my God, who was talking? Oh man, who was that? Talking about, I forget who it was, but they were talking about like a defensive scheme where you can put Gonzalez on their second best receiver, and then you double the number 1 receiver. Like, you put your lockdown corner on the WR2, and then you have like safety help all game. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like
a big Belichick thing would do. I feel like Belichick would do that.
Yeah. I forget who was on the interview. It might have been Arians.
I've noticed a betting trend in the playoffs, like betting on like the top receivers' receptions. It's like a bad bet because teams do focus on like, let's just not let this guy beat us, especially in the playoffs.
If we help all game on this side, we'll leave this guy on an island. If he beats us, what happened with Booty? If he beats us with a one-handed catch, like
late in the game, I know there was a 1/3 down to Puka, but like Devontae Adams was the one getting those big catches late. And not that he's not, that's like kind of a 1A and 1B situation to be fair. But I think Puka is the 1A, like for sure. He was like minus money at 7 catches. Like, he finished with 6. Like, 8 was like plus 103. Like, basically they said it was like 8 catches was the standard. Like, and he got like 5 or 6, and that was in overtime. Like, he got his 6th, I want to say. So I think I agree with that take. And it's going to be tough. The Patriots defense is good. And the problem, even with like what I was saying, we're like, oh, let's just run Stidham a ton. Like, at the end of the day, like, even if you have a good running quarterback, if they just put 9 in the box, doesn't really matter. Like, if they're bringing up both their safeties and just being like, okay, if he throws a deep ball and they beat Christian Gonzalez or Carlton Harris Jr.
Carlton Davis.
Yeah. He's a good. He had a shout out to him. He had a great game.
Career game. It reminded me of the game that he had in the divisional round when he was on Tampa with Brady when they took the Super Bowl run. Before, I think he got injured in that run, but he had a game that was like, I think he had 2 interceptions, similar,
that game was against the Packers, because that famously was the game where Matt LaFleur kicked the field goal down 8 on like 4th goal from the 6. Yeah.
That was another career game for him. So he's a big game player. I feel like
Super Bowl champion,
raises his game when he needs it. Marcus Jones is another guy that's played really well this year at corner.
He might be, after Petrie, the best slot corner in the NFL. And obviously an X factor in the return game.
No question. Super fast, smart with the ball. Like, watch where Jenks in right now. He's going to have a fumble. But the one thing I'll say about Denver is that they led the league in sacks by a long shot, number 1. Number 2, they're going to be going for that ball. Like, I feel like the way the Patriots, like with Ramondre being a guy earlier in the season with fumbles, Travion's a young player, and it seems like he might be even concussed, like just from watching him. Like, he doesn't seem like he's what Travion maybe we saw in the middle of the season. He hasn't had that.
He's been going up against some good defenses, to be fair.
Yeah, for sure. But he's definitely taken a beating, I think. And it's a long season. It's a long grind for a rookie to really play well and, consistently play well.
We talked about it. It's like with him, like, he wasn't getting the ball a lot early in the season. It's like we talk about, like, these number 2 running backs have like big opportunities in the playoffs because they should look like they have fresher legs. And maybe he seems like he's not quite there. And that also could be a product of, like, even when he was at Ohio State, like, it was him and Judge. You know what I mean? Like he never was a bell cow running back. Like, even
been that guy.
Even in college, like, he always had another guy running mate. Where, even though he didn't really come on till middle of the season, like you said, like, he still might be close to like the most touches, he's ever had. Like, he might be compared to those other guys we talked about, like Tootin or someone like that. Like, he's touched the ball a lot more and again, Tootin at Virginia Tech was the guy. Like, getting all the carries, like, and it's a little different when you've never been the guy, and now you come in just football conditioning wise. It's just like you can't
Those hits are different. You're playing against pros. Those are grown men with kids. It's just a different feeling. And with Antonio Gibson being out for most of the year, if not all of the year, Dre then had the fumbleitis, so they started really going to Trey. It felt like towards like the middle to late half of the season. It seems like Dre has refound his urgency, and he's a really elusive player. If he gets momentum, Ramondre Stevenson is not just some schlub. He's a 1,000-yard back. Guy can play football.
I thought besides the fumbling, he's played excellent. He can. I don't know what shocked me. I always liked Ramondre Stevenson coming out of college, everything. I never knew he was this good of a receiver. Like, he catches a lot of passes. Like, I thought like he would be like in between the tackles, kind of guy.
He'd be a top 10 running back in football. I actually believe it.
Yeah, but speaking of the fumbleitis, like, one thing I want to point out is, like, we saw Denver last week prioritize putting helmets on balls, and we just mentioned Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson both have fumbling tendencies. Drake May, fumbling tendency. Like, Alex Singleton, I think, is going to force a fumble this weekend. I don't know if you could bet that. I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, like, that's just
a game record.
Yeah. That's just a take. Like, I think he forces at least one fumble this weekend. We saw him last weekend. Just have a helmet on football. Yeah. Like,
the guy is a psycho. If you got to stay away from him as much as you can. I don't know how much you can, because he's all over the
sideline to sideline.
Yeah, he's a psycho. One guy we forgot to mention last week who's been excellent for Denver in the front is Zach Allen. This guy's a psycho.
I shout out his name, but we didn't talk about it.
I know. We didn't really clamor on him. Yeah. Watching him last week again, this guy he moves men. He moves the line of scrimmage. He makes it easier for Cooper and Benito. He's another maniac on that defensive line. They really could be a rush 4 team and just allow Singleton to be QB spy all game long and watch Drake May all game long. I could see that. Also, like, they have another linebacker who's really fast. I forget his name. It's slipping my brain, but I was watching him, and just also another really fast linebacker, just another guy. And then you go to the secondary with Hufanga, who plays in the box a lot, makes plays, a guy that really is sometimes he gets out of alignment, and you can catch him with his pants down type of player. He's not like a Palomalu level, but he plays like Palomalu, and he's one of those types of guys that's like, go do your thing. I'm not going to control you. Just make plays, and
he can pop up anywhere before the play starts.
For sure. And McMillan and Surtain II are really solid corners, like one of the better pairing duos. Like, I don't know.
Moss is like on the outside with
Riley Moss is another guy.
I think Moss and Surtain are on the outside.
McMillan had
McMillan might be the fast linebacker you're talking about.
No, McMillan I thought was number 29, the guy who had the pick on the Cooks play on the 50-50 ball last week. I'm pretty sure that's McMillan. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
No, you could be right, but I know that the outside corners are Moss and Surtain.
I think number 29. I'm like 99% sure his name is McMillan, but I could be wrong. But number 29, he's another good player.
Yeah, he's their nickel. Yeah.
There you go. Riley Moss, the other guy.
Oh, the other linebacker, Greenlaw, are you thinking of?
Greenlaw. Thank you. I was like, why is this guy slipping my brain? Like, what the fuck? But Greenlaw is a veteran, a pro who's been waiting for this moment. He had a horrific injury to start the Super Bowl. Like, I'm sure he's been waiting for this fucking moment. Like, he had an injury this year too. He got back, rehabbed to get back. Like,
Greenlaw and Hufanga are just like great additions to an already really good defense. Pros. Singleton too. Like, he might have been there last year, but like, he's fairly new compared to some of the other guys like Cooper, Allen, Benito, Surtain.
Benito up for Defensive Player of the Year. He's not going to win it, but like, what a season for him! Like,
he's amazing. He's
amazing. They're amazing. Yeah, these guys are great, and Vance Joseph's done a great job with this defense.
Yeah, it's just like backup quarterback versus, underdogs at home. That Denver, is a huge home field advantage. I mean, I'm Denver, money line Denver with the points. And I'm stupid. It's a backup quarterback. But, like, again, I think if anyone is equipped to coach a backup quarterback in an NFC championship game, coming fresh out and come up with something creative and dynamic and just kind of gets the defense confused, at least early, before maybe they could settle down. It's Sean Payton.
Yeah, it's a weird game. I'm sure Vrabel is going to be expecting all the wrinkles from Sean Payton, maybe over-expecting, and then Sean Payton hits him with something else, like the game within the game, as we call it. So that'll be an interesting thing. But, I'm interested to see how Drake May plays. If Drake May just can hold the ball and not turn it over, they will win just by that. But that's exactly the type of thing. It's going to be the field position battle. This game's weird. Both games in the conference championships are weird because we don't really have – Stafford is clearly the best quarterback left in football, but to me, it's still Stafford's still susceptible to throw picks and things can happen with him still. As much as he's the best quarterback left,
it's anyone can throw picks. He really had a good year taking care of the football this year. As good as anyone.
Yeah, for sure. And against a tough schedule too. But I think where I've landed too, just to put a bow on this, is that I'm really on Denver. I can't arrive at the point of trusting this New England team, especially after their first 2 games in the playoffs and this whole season. It just feels something's I don't want to say fake. Something feels off to me, or a little fictional here. It feels like Jaden Daniels season number 2 got you to the conference championship game, and this is kind of where it all ends for Drake May. But maybe not. I don't know. This is a weird one, but I'm riding with you on Denver. I am.
Yeah. I agree. All right, we'll go to the other side. I guess I'll have a bit of a take. Obviously, the Seahawks smashed the 49ers. That game was over virtually before it even started. That was a beatdown, blowout.
It was over. Yeah.
It was obviously the very first play, kickoff, return, touchdown. They just dominated. Shout out to Rashid Shaheed, great pickup in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
But all year we've been kind of saying there's no great teams this year. There's no great teams this year. Are we sure the Seahawks aren't a great team? They blew out a team in the playoffs that
lost 1 game in the last 2 months.
And going into the game, we're big favorites, and everyone's that line's big. And then they fucking took that line and fucking 5x'd it. They absolutely dominated the game. And if you look at the games this year, I'll pull up their schedule quick, but they have a lot of blowouts. We talk about what dominant teams were this year. If you go through their schedule, some of them obviously are circumstantial, against the Vikings when that fucking whatever his name is, Brosner came in.
Brosner. Yeah, whatever.
But in this,
they also gave up a 400-yard 3-touchdown game to Stafford.
Yeah, but they found a way to win that game, and the Rams are a great team. You know what I mean? They obviously lost week 1 to the Rams, but then they beat the shit out of the 21-point wins they have this year. The Giants. Mm-hmm. Here we go. My bad. I'm going through this a little slow. I should have prepared a little better.
Good, you're good.
Came late. But then the Giants, the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Why it's repeating. My shit is glitching out right now. Hang on. I'll go to NFL.com. But my point being is I think the only thing that stopped us from saying that the Seahawks are a dominant team this year is that Sam Darnold's the
quarterback.
And it's other than that, they are which I understand.
The week 2, 31-17 against the Steelers. Week 3, 44-13 against the Saints. I'll keep going. 38-14, week 9 against the Commanders. 44-22, week 10 against the Cardinals. 26-0 against the Vikings. 37-9 against the Falcons. 27-10 against the Panthers, who were sneaky and who we did like. 33-16, they beat the Chiefs.
So that's how many 2-touchdown plus wins is that?
That was preseason. Sorry, I went too far down. That was preseason. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
That's okay. But let's just go. All right, week 1. All right, I'll go through it. 1, 2.
6. They had 6 blowouts. Looks like
3, 4, 5. 6.
Yeah, it looked like 6 when I counted there.
7 with the Panthers in week 17. That was kind of a weird game. They were both kind of in.
Yeah, I don't like that as a blowout. I wouldn't count that.
Yeah. No, that was week 17, not week 18. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think, and also you add this game now with the Niners.
Seahawks were still playing, and Panthers were still playing for spots.
Right.
So that's true. 7. And then they beat the 49ers 13-3, dominated, and then beat them again.
Well, 13-3 wasn't a dominant game. Christian McCaffrey fumbled on the goal line.
But I'm saying their defense dominated at least.
Yeah, but still, that was a freaky turnover.
Not quite a 2-touchdown game, but including the divisional playoff round, 8 2-touchdown plus wins. It's fucking pretty dominant team.
Absolutely.
So
the defense is long, young, and fast. Long, young, and fast. Pause. Like literally cycles.
And I understand the Sam Darnold thing, and I get it, but it's like, people break through. And it's like everyone never won a Super Bowl until they win their first one. You know what I mean? Like it's just like and Sam and the thing that's most important about this team
to his left on that touchdown throw was nasty. He makes nasty throws.
And look, when Sam Darnold had bad games, they still won for the most part.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So it's like
it doesn't actually
this team might just be dominant. I think Mike McDonald was coming into his own as a superstar coach. I watched an edit this weekend of like his first meeting with the team.
I saw that.
That was an awesome clip.
Pulling his shot, basically.
Then they'll realize that we're those guys. Like he's like, then they'll find out that we're those guys. That was
going to be 30 degrees. We're going to be the 1 seed hosting the NFC Championship. Like the proclamation was there. I'm big. I've been saying about this guy for over a year now in this pod. I'm a big fucking fan of Mike McDonald. Fucking Ravens screwed the pooch after letting now with the Harborough thing, and they had him internal in the house. They did end up getting a good coach in my opinion too, but still like kind of screwed the pooch on that. This guy's X's and O's, and he just gets it. I have one take though.
Yeah, go ahead.
All year, Kenneth Walker on the goal line has been getting bailed out, in my opinion, by Sharp. Sharp had like 10 rushing touchdowns this season.
Yeah.
And, if they make this into the one-dimensional game that I know the Rams are going to fight for and make Darnold drop back all game, they have the weapons to do it with Cooper Kupp's going to probably be in his ultimate form because it's the playoffs. It's not like this regular going to be able to get up. So you have Shaheed, who's fucking the burner. Varner seemed to take a step as a good player. And then obviously you got the WR1 with JSN. So, I'm not saying they don't have enough on offense, and Darnold can do it. But if they make this game into one-dimensional because Kenneth Walker – because a lot of times when Kenneth Walker's not getting going, Sharp comes in, gets going, and then Kenneth comes back in and starts to get going. They have that tandem. I know they activated Holani, but that's not Sharp. And that's my only problem here is that they might struggle in the red zone a little bit because of not having Sharp. That's the only thing I'll say. And it's a stupid thing because it's the backup running back technically, but in a lot of ways it's not the backup running back.
No, they're definitely like a 1A, 1B kind of situation. And I think Charbonnet does add definitely a dynamic as, power second running back to come in against tired defenses. But that being said, Kenneth Walker looked pretty fucking good last week, pretty fucking fresh.
Yeah.
Hang on one second, talk for a minute.
I got you. I'll just echo that same sentiment that, Kenneth Walker was definitely doing his thing last year. And this year he's had great seasons. He's a great player. I'm not taking anything away from Kenneth Walker. He can handle the entire thing. I definitely think that, and he can handle all the carries. So it could be a legendary Kenneth Walker game, actually, in another sense. I think that's where you're kind of going with this, that Kenneth Walker has plenty of talent to put it all on his back and do a 25 carry, 125 yard, 1 touchdown or whatever it might be, a couple catches in there as well, and have a big game. So I think that's kind of where you were going, that like even without Sharp, it's still possible for a guy like Kenneth Walker, who's super talented, to have the big game and rise to the moment, but could get sticky if these big fucking linemen who are going to be hitting all game, on the defensive line for like Kobe Turner and Verse and all these guys that we've talked about, like that's where I get a little just like, and then Landman and linebacker who's been playing well. There's some guys on this defense. Durant's a nice player. They have some guys on this defense that sneaky good on this Rams team that could be the game within the game as well, within this running game, making Sam Darnold one-dimensional and have to really drop back without that play action.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I do like it is. Yeah, it's going to be one or the other. It's going to be Kenneth Walker kind of folds under it, or he rises to the occasion. And like kind of again, the theme of this podcast almost has been like running backs with fresher legs in the playoffs tend to succeed. And what Charbonnet has allowed them to do throughout the season is keep Kenneth Walker, as kind of fresh going in. So it's like Kenneth Walker, we saw it last week already. Maybe we see it again this week where, he kind of has a great game once again because he's still kind of fresh compared to some of these other guys.
We saw that also with Kyron Williams last week. I thought he played great last week, and Blake Corum had a lot of touches towards the end of the season. I thought we saw like week 15 through the last week of the season, Corum was really, really getting in the fold. He was almost some of those games he was getting more carries than Kyron. So, I think that spoke volumes, like what you're saying right there, that echo that same sentiment, that I think Kyron had fresh legs last week, and we really saw that. So, yeah, we'll see. I think Devontae's been waiting for this moment again for a long time. I could see a huge game from him and just really playing an elite level. I really don't know how to feel about this game. Obviously, Witherspoon and Woolen, these guys are real. So, and you have Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, two guys that have been around the league, veterans who've been waiting for this moment as well, and they've been playing great in the playoffs. And then you combine those with like Ernest Jones and like this talented team, man. They're
Demarcus Lawrence too. Like they got
Lawrence and
D-line, like just three hungry vets who've never won on the D line. Like now going from, obviously that I'm not going to lump in the category of the Jets and the Giants with the Cowboys, but still three kind of franchises that haven't done shit, for a while. Now all of a sudden these guys are like, oh shit, like this might be our last chance,
No question. So
I think the Rams are kind of like the sexy pick right now because they do have the quarterback.
Money's on Seattle though, like 80% of the money, John.
Yeah, again, it's like that's 80% of the bets versus 80% of the money. Like when you go into DraftKings, it doesn't show. Like if 80% of the money was on the line would swing dramatically.
Even still, like your common folk people that put $5 on that are still feeling it. I still like the consensus is like obviously from the public, from that perspective, the money that like people think Seattle are gonna, because based on what they did to the Niners, what they've been doing, like you spoke about. And
I guess it's more of like a media or like people who are considered like, experts or sharp better. Like a lot of people are on the Rams. And I don't know. I just think the Seahawks are a great dominant team that like haven't gotten that label because of the one potential hole at the quarterback position. But like we talked about with Stroud last week, like if Darnold was playing for the Texans last week and just like does his best to not fucking blow it, like I think they're in a much better spot. Like, does that mean he's as good as CJ Stroud? Does that mean he's as talented as CJ Stroud? Probably not. But then again, talent was never really the biggest issue for Sam Darnold. It was more just kind of mentally figuring it out. And like sometimes that happens as you get older as a quarterback. Obviously, going to the Jets was a fucking tough draw from the beginning. Then getting like mono, then the seeing ghost comments, like it kind of all piled up.
With the Baker thing.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things with Sam Darnold. Like he was like a top 3 pick. Like he always had talent. At USC, I loved him. I was a huge fan of him. So like, it's one of those things where like his emergence wouldn't be the most shocking thing in the world, if you will.
Yeah, I agree. I think him and Caleb Williams are similar to me actually, and like they both are not guys that you'll ever think are going to be the best quarterback in football. They're both very capable, and I think Caleb obviously this year took a step from the clutch perspective a lot more than Sam has, but to be clear, they both can make those awkward throws to their left and those athletic throws, and that was like flick of the wrist throws that are just psycho throws that you got to have as a gunslinger kind of thing. So I kind of compare those two a little bit, but
I go like the limitations on Darnold were never physical. It was like intangible stuff that then you can get better at. Like, there's guys who just their arms will never be strong enough. Like that's not Sam Darnold's problem. Like he has a strong arm. Like he can move. He's got height. He can see over the line. Like he's got all the physical tools. He just needs to get everything together, get around the right people. Like like I said, he's not a great quarterback. He's not but he's not like god awful. You know what I'm trying to say?
And he's taken 2 teams to 14 wins, back-to-back seasons, new franchises, new places, and he has a little bit of playoff juice now, experience. He's now won a playoff game. He knows what it looks like. I think, and they stepped on their throats, which is the Mike McDonald way. I think that's going to be the mentality the rest of the way. It's just like if you get a chance, you bury these teams in the playoffs. You return those pick sixes. You do everything you're supposed to do, just like Bullock did in that Houston game when they went crazy on defense in that first game. I think that was against the Steelers. So I think we're both on this in a similar fashion that we just think the Seattle team is probably going to be too much here, and especially after the Rams kind of let the Chicago Bears just hang around, and then Caleb had that mercy throw and it went to overtime. Like I feel like Seattle in that kind of a game would have buried them and it would have been over. But then again, we're talking about the MVP and Stafford, who's a psycho too, and knows this is probably going to be maybe his last run. I could see an Elway here where he wins the Super Bowl with Devontae, and that's all she wrote for both of those guys.
I don't know. I mean, 38. isn't that old anymore for a quarterback. Like, you know, like it's like I think he's 37 to start the year, might be 38 now, something in 37 or 38.
He'll be on the pantheon though with this Super Bowl. You know, you talk about guys with the amount of yards and the touchdowns,
but he doesn't look like a guy who's about to retire. Like the way he's playing, like the way he's moving, the way he's throwing, the way like he doesn't seem like he's getting worse. You know,
he's getting injected in that back every week, and it's been something that's been hiding because the preseason.
Yeah, I mean, if he has injuries, he has to retire. But I'm just saying, like, if he's still healthy, like, I don't see why he doesn't play another 2 or 3 years.
There's a better chance. I think we agree that there's a better chance Devontae with the Super Bowl win would retire than Stafford. Actually.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't. But honestly, again, like I don't see like Devontae slowing down a ton. Like he's not as great as he used to be, but he still is a contributor. I mean, they're both making crazy plays.
I think he led the league in touchdown catches too.
Yeah, a lot of them are like 1 yard.
Yeah, those 1 yard, 2 yard Joey DePool specials. We love those.
Yeah. No, but he's a stud. I mean, like
first ballot.
Matt Stafford is a hell of a player.
Yeah,
and. Like I just don't see him retiring after. I mean, it would be legendary if, let's say, they win a Super Bowl, he wins the MVP. Like it would be an awesome way to go out. But like, why stop? Like if you just won the MVP, you could obviously still play.
I got a question for you. I was like just surfing with surfing YouTube on the couch last night with Christy while she was like kind of falling asleep and just put on some shit before the end of the night. And I put on Colin Cowherd. Obviously we love him, but he had an interesting take. I just want your opinion on it. He thinks that if Stafford wins the Super Bowl, that he's higher than Aaron Rodgers all time. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know if I'm quite there yet. I think Aaron Rodgers, like that would be like such recency bias to just be. He
had a couple points. His points were the 2 Super Bowls, obviously, versus the 1. The game-winning drives. He said Stafford had in playoffs. He said Stafford would have 5, unless he had more in this next run. He has 5 so far. Rodgers only has 2. And then he said the last 5 years of football specifically, if you look at the statistics of Stafford versus Rodgers, it has now gotten to the point where it's maybe like allowing them to line up a little bit. And then when Stafford wins the Super Bowl, the second one, that's what would put him over. That was kind of the argument.
Yeah, I mean, like again, like I know that like it's like we harp a lot on like, and it's how sports work, like stats, Super Bowls. Like at the end of the day, like there's no one like I've ever watched play football and been more like flabbergasted at the quarterback position at what they were capable of doing with the ball than Aaron Rodgers. So it's like hard for me to say like, oh, he'll get 1 more Super Bowl, he'll accumulate more stats. It's not like. And Matt Stafford's great, but like Aaron Rodgers to me is top 5 NFL quarterback all time easily. 1 Super Bowl, like doesn't matter to me. Like I probably go Brady, then Montana, then Manning, then Marino, then Rodgers. And Marino has no championships, you know, like to be fair. But like he also was throwing for 5,000 yards in the 1980s. You know, with Frank Duper and Mark Clayton, like 2 like good but not great receivers, you know, leading the charge. Like, you know, like it's hard to name guys.
It's also like, you know, we talk about the idea of like Detroit versus Green Bay and like the players that Stafford, the teams that Stafford was on, like you switch those guys, does Stafford win more Super Bowls with Green Bay? It's hard. You're hard pressed to think it.
Yeah, it's hard to define it. But then again, like there were Detroit teams that were really good, and we talked about last week. He didn't get a single playoff win with. Like when you have Calvin Johnson,
good, you would say.
Yeah, when you have Calvin Johnson, Riley Reif at 1 tackle, All Pro, Dominic Raiola, like they had a good old line. They had Reggie Bush and
defense was always bottom 25, though. That's the thing.
And they had Ndamukong Suh and Nick Fairley in the middle. They were the number 1 rush defense in the NFL that year. I remember because the Cowboys were the number 1 rush offense.
They had also another guy, not Ansah or some kind of weird name on the defense.
Yeah, Ezekiel Ziggy Ansah. Yeah.
Ziggy Ansah. Wow, I don't know how I just pulled that name. That was random.
Yeah. No, their defense was really good that year. Like they had. Maybe it wasn't a lot, to be fair. It's like 2 or 3 seasons, but they did have a really good roster. Because they had Stafford and they were like, we got to do this. Like, they actually pushed their chips in. But, like, again, I'm not trying to this isn't a shit on Matt Stafford. I just think –
No. I'm just talking about the comparison. I thought it was interesting.
Eye test-wise, Aaron Rodgers at the peak of his powers
It's disgusting.
was unbelievable. You know what I mean?
43 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
When we're talking about the top 5 players of all time, like I concede that now we could start talking about championships versus, like I say, Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert, who both are eons away from those top 5 guys.
Right.
You know, like
context is
top
everything.
5 conversation, top 10 conversation.
Yeah. You can't have a resume conversation without the resume.
Yeah. And also, like, these guys, it's just right now who's better versus like who's had a better career or greater career or whatever you want to word it. But then again, I still have to go back to like what I see with my eyes as the primary indicator of who's the better player.
After beating Brady in the playoffs, man, and against Tampa that year with that crazy throw to Cup, that whole run, beating Burrow, who we consider one of the best quarterbacks currently in the NFL, man, I don't know. It's an interesting conversation only because of the playoff success and combined with Stafford's going to be a 17-year pro with probably top 5 statistics just like Rodgers will have.
Yeah. But then it's like, I guess it comes down to like, okay, if he wins one more Super Bowl, does that make him better? Or do we trust our eyes? Like that's
what I was going to say. It's eye test shit. Yeah.
Like I watching football, who impressed me more throughout their career, it was definitely Aaron Rodgers with plays he makes, like, you know, even like the Hail Mary shit. Like he's like so much more effective at Hail Marys than any other quarterback I've ever seen. It's insane. And it is a talent. Like, obviously, you could say, like, oh, it's not.
There's a way to do it.
He throws it at the highest trajectory and still gets to go 65 yards in the air and have it come down like almost
running to his left off balance.
Yeah. And obviously, like
Arizona one is disgusting.
And again, the magician stuff. Like I'll always come back to it because it's like one of the most heartbreaking plays in my football watching was when Dak was a rookie. He goes down, gets a field goal to tie the game. There's like 27 seconds left, I want to say. And Aaron Rodgers makes a throw to Jared Cook that literally doesn't make physics sense. Like he had to put some sort of spin or magic on the fucking ball. It curved out of bounds, back in.
If you had a difficulty bar, it would have filled all the way up, and the difficulty bar says can exceed. Like you would be beyond.
The completion probability of that play was 0. Impossible. Like Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise. Like not Mission Difficult, Mission Impossible. And he made that throw, and it was the perfect throw. Great catch by Jared Cook. He doesn't get enough credit.
He was nice too. We give him credit.
Snagging that. But that was like the ball literally curved out of bounds and back in. Like there might have been a Dallas player who could have touched it, and it wouldn't have been a penalty. Like that's how crazy that throw was.
Yeah. That was an absolute rope. He's made some throws that make no sense. That Cobb one against the Giants in the divisional round 2016, the Hail Mary one, where he threw it to the back.
Stafford makes some fucking crazy
no look. Yeah.
The one to Adams last week, I saw the all 22 angle on it, and he was like looked like this to his right and went like that.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Like the arm angles that he does is crazy. I think Stafford, Aaron Rodgers obviously too. Like we've seen Aaron Rodgers throw behind his back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy stuff. But again, like I said, I wouldn't be like, that's the worst take in the world. But I always tend to go back to like trusting my eyes and like arm talent wise, like unless Stafford, like we're talking about playoff success, could he overtake him? If Stafford gets to like 3 Super Bowls or 4 Super Bowls, that's when I'm like, oh, Montana's the second best after Brady because he's got fucking 4 rings. Like, that's a lot of fucking rings. You know what I mean? But then again, Troy Aikman has 3, and I'm not going to put him over Dan Marino. I love Troy Aikman. He could have had a lot more stats on another team.
You could.
Yeah, I don't think you can when it's like his highest yards is like 3,300.
Leverage, man. The highest leverage situations. You think about these guys like Marino.
And he also was on one of the greatest teams ever assembled.
True, but like we've talked about that as well. Like great teams are a byproduct of their great quarterback.
Yeah, like I said, I think Troy Aikman is a little underrated.
That's what I'm about to say. Like I feel like he gets beat because of the amount of talent around him, but that's not fair.
If you put him, you switch him like it's a little degeneration or a little off. But let's just say, like you put him on an Air Coryell Chargers team, he's going to have those massive passing stats. Like he wasn't incapable of it. They were just winning, handing the ball off to Emmitt Smith 25, 30 times a game. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And he had great playoff runs and was an excellent playoff player and made big throws when he had to. Like it's just he doesn't have enough times where he had to make great plays, like, you know, to like.
It was very dominant.
Very dominant run. Their Super Bowl wins were fucking by 3 touchdowns at least. You know what I mean?
Dominant. Yeah, it was. That's what put the Cowboys.
But their NFC Championship games against the 49ers, like that's where they broke. That was the Super Bowl for those years. The 49ers and the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game. Whoever won that, and then even into the year that the 49ers won, because basically the Cowboys won 2, then the 49ers won, then the Cowboys won. Like all 4 of those games were blowouts for the Cowboys. They killed the Bills twice, then the Niners killed the Chargers, and then they killed the Steelers. Like there was no
those like legendary defenders kind of retired in the early 90s, and you got rid of those LTs and whatever, and those guys. The game really shifted towards, you could see like towards the Montana Aikman era, and like these teams that like these super teams with their super quarterbacks. Like it was almost like broke the Montana era, because even that 49ers win was like Steve Young. Like that was like the end of that era. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it was like the handoff was between, like, to basically you get to like the Jerry Rice second part 2 of the Niners with fucking Steve Young and whatever.
Exactly.
And eventually T.O. and whatever.
I think the 49ers won their first one in 82, if I'm not mistaken. And then like throughout the 80s, like every 2 or 3 years would get one. They never had back-to-back, like, you know.
Yeah,
like,
just a good program every year.
And shout out to Montana, like with the Chiefs, like when he left and fucking balled out. Like he was almost, they didn't make it. I think they went to a conference championship game. They never made the Super Bowl, but like he was almost like Brady before Brady. Like he almost pulled the Brady.
Glasses. I forget his name. Fuck.
What's this? Schottenheimer. Fucking
Yeah. Before he went to the Chargers and coached Drew Brees and whatever and all that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Where are you leaning? What do you want to bet on this game? I think if I was to pick some things, like, okay, some props that I'm thinking about, I think this could be a big, running back duo game. So I do think I would bet on maybe a sneaky Corum touchdown in this game, actually. I think that it's possible that he can get into the game and have a big game. I also think that this is one of those games where maybe like a random is going to catch a touchdown for the Rams, because they're so good on the outside that you're going to need some of these other guys to step up, like Mumfield, maybe a random touchdown in this game type of guy who had a big catch last week when they needed it on a 3rd down. And this seems to be a guy. Maybe a little Colby Parkinson as well. We like him. We've been a fan of him on this pod. So those are some player props on that side. On the other side, Barner's been having a great playoffs. He seems to be a tough cover. And then you talked about Shaheed. I think the Rams have had struggles guarding the burners like that. So I could see Shaheed sneaking a long bomb of a touchdown, maybe from Darnold, something maybe like really hard play action, deep ball. I would, I don't know how to feel about like picking the game. If it was me and I was just picking the game, I'd probably take the home team, just because, home team with good kicking usually is a good remedy. Jason Myers is a great kicker. I just think that that's the good remedy, defense and kicking in the playoffs. And when you have both, I think that's a little bit better than Mevis on the road in Seattle and the Rams defense. So I'm leaning.
I think that's a good point out there. Like, we haven't talked about the special teams, till now in either game. And I think that's a great call out. I think that in terms of guys to watch out for, I think Colby Parkinson against his former team. We love revenge games. Like, he's kind of, came into his own this year with Higbee being hurt a lot. I think he's almost like has taken that spot pretty much, as far as I'm concerned.
Him and Ferguson.
Yeah. So he's been a beast. I think his numbers will be pretty low. I'm looking now. It's only like 27 yards. I would probably hammer that,
Yeah, I like that a lot. He had a big touchdown catch, man, when they needed it too, earlier in the playoffs. The guy's a big time player.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably just take all his, normal overs. I really like him. And as for the game, I think I'm sticking to the take of like, everyone's talking about this, like there weren't any great teams this year. I think the Seahawks are the great team this year. And I think they're going to get the job done. I mean, I like the over-under is 45.5. Kind of like the over here, like 28-21 kind of thing, something like that.
Any weather in Seattle?
24. I think, like you said, like Mike McDonald predicted, like 30 degrees and raining,
Yeah.
But, and then they're going to realize.
We just saw Stafford in the snow, though, and
he still played good. But
Luke is a cold weather player too. You can tell. Like he's
I don't think like this Rams. They're not as they're a little bit of a high flying. They score a lot of points. But
they're not
soft. Yeah. Exactly. They're not like a soft team. Like they're not like a Dolphins like going to the Chiefs. Like it's not going to be like that. Like also the weather isn't that crazy.
No.
So yeah, I mean, right now they got the Rams at +2.5, over under at 45.5. I like that over -115. Maybe
Varner with the sneak touchdown. Okay.
Yeah, that's something to look at.
On the goal line because no Charbonnet. That's a sneak.
Barner anytime touchdown.
Barner anytime touchdown with the sneak because of Charbonnet being out.
Barner, I think Vegas is with you because Barner's anytime touchdown line is only at +180 right now.
I'm telling you. I don't gamble. Just so all you fans that watch this pod back know, like I don't gamble. So I just call what I see, and then that's kind of basically it. You know?
Yeah. You're just playing for pride.
Ended up coming second in the pick'em, by the way, for the season.
My
last week was like 7-10.
Yeah, that's tough.
I had a great year.
That is interesting. I don't know if I could bet that at +180 though. That's tough.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, because it's like Kenneth
Walker. Tell you that it's going to happen.
It's Kenneth Walker, JSN, Puka, Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, and then AJ Barner. Over Cooper Kupp, over Shaheed, over Parkinson, over Corum.
Barner had the 2-point conversion against this team to win the game, 38-37. Also, when they played.
That is true. Yeah, no, I like that. I like that take. I mean, like I said, the price isn't quite right though. Unfortunately, +180 seems.
Check another books. Check the other books. Maybe DK's fucking.
Or maybe it's just like take this. Or maybe they're telling you to take it.
They're like, yo, we're giving you money here if you see it.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good pick. But I think just like I said, I think this game is very close. To be fair, I'm not saying this with any crazy confidence, but I just think Seattle is that team this year that's like came out of nowhere and like goes off. And I think like we're talking about Sam Darnold as their Achilles heel, but at the end of the day, like he's a massive upgrade from Geno Smith. And Geno Smith went from being like they were in the playoffs, he was like making Pro Bowls, like this is what we talk about with like teams surrounding you make such a difference, and then goes to the Raiders and is the worst quarterback in the NFL, maybe like at least opening day starter.
Kind of reminded me of the Geno resurgent years right there at the end with a lot of talent around him. Kind of reminded me when Eli got Beckham, just as a personal reference. It like brought back. He had 3 seasons straight, I think, of 4,000 yards, 30+ touchdowns because Beckham was house calling half the catches and shit like that. He was 10+ touchdowns every season. So I feel like it was similar. Like it was kind of fake. Like you knew it was fake in some sense. The team was having some success, but you knew in your heart.
I'm shouting out more the front office of like this looked like a fairly lateral move, and it's really like a massive upgrade. Like it was a big time, like kind of like when it happened, it was like that's interesting. The Vikings let him walk, but like is he
everyone
really
thought Arnold was fake? Actually,
is he really that much better than Geno? Like, and it's
just
like
lost with this Minnesota stud defense.
Yeah, and got killed. I think
he got killed.
Yeah. So it's like
it all reeked for sure, and it did smell lateral. You're 100%. That's a great word.
I think John Schneider is their GM, if I'm not mistaken.
He is, yeah.
He's John Schneider. He's definitely done a great job, especially with that defense. And in their secondary, I mean, Tolo was a guy who stood out to me last week. I was there, Toho, however you pronounce it. Like, I was very impressed. Like to hear that he was like on the practice squad last year and is now flying out on the field. Like we talked about Hufanga, like he's not that good of a player, but he's like represents that kind of style on the Seahawks. At least how he was playing last week. And
another sneaky anytime guy, by the way, a guy that played really well before he got hurt early this year. Elijah Arroyo is back at tight end as well, and he's a very talented guy, I think.
Good rookie. So I don't know what his over-unders are or whatever, but obviously coming out of tight end U in Miami. So, I like him. Kobe Bryant on defense is a psycho. They got Charlie Cross back, by the way, at tackle. He's going to be playing. He's been practicing all week. That's huge. Obviously, it's just Sharp that we know, but like your boy DeMarcus Lawrence has been waiting for this moment. I feel like he's been having a huge playoffs. Fucking Leonard Williams we talked about. Obviously Witherspoon and Reek. Derek Young is another guy. Just they have guys, man. They just got guys. Tolo, like you said, they got guys. So many of them. It's crazy. Yeah, their defense is scary, and I think that it's the Rams' defense is going to have to play really good for them to win. And I don't know. We'll see. I like I said, I'm rolling with the Seahawks. Like I think, I might just throw in Seahawks and Broncos parlay.
And they have Nwosu also. who's also a big time player too. So yeah, Seattle and Denver. I think that's where this pod is leaning. But again, the Seattle Super Bowl rematch, it has some sense. I think there's a lot of Super Bowl rematches on the line actually here between the Rams and New England. They had their Super Bowl. The fucking Seattle and New England.
Rams and the Patriots have played 2 Super Bowls.
2 Super Bowls. Rams against Denver. Is that the only one?
Nah, the Rams and Denver. I don't think I've played.
I think that's the only fresh matchup, which would be a wild one too. I don't even.
Yeah.
I think if the Rams Denver defense, like one of those defenses against
the odds wise, like if you parlayed those 2 together, I don't hate that either. Like that'll be probably like plus 400 or so. Like I don't think that's a bad bet necessarily.
It's crazy to think that you can get that plot like so positive like that, but.
They're both underdogs,
My consensus is like whoever gets to the Seattle Rams, if Seattle, whatever number 1 defense gets through is going to be the Super Bowl champion. It's how I almost look at it. If it's Seattle versus Denver, then it's an offset, and then I take Seattle's offense over Stidham. But if it's Seattle versus New England, I got Seattle. If it's the Rams versus New England, I got New England because they have the better defense to me and with the competent quarterback play. If it's what's it called? If it's Seattle if it's Denver and the Rams, I like Denver. I like that defense to fuck up Matt Stafford.
Yeah, no, we could talk more about this. We'll have time to talk about this potential Super Bowl, in the next coming weeks, obviously. Yeah. But as for these matchups, I think we've gone over it.
You can put a futures bet in DraftKings right now for a Super Bowl, who you think is going to make the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, of course. They'll take your money.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah. What was I going to say, though? I guess, just sticking with football, moving on from these games, is in terms of the coaching stuff, I know I wanted to highlight, you kind of mentioned, do guys want to be Jalen Hurts' offensive coordinator? And I feel like we're seeing that play out in real time. Mike McDaniel, Brian Dable, openly passing on the Eagles' job. I think it is kind of getting to a point where established OCs don't want to go there. And whether it's Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni, Roseman, I don't think it's how Roseman.
Tommy Reese, all these guys, man. Tommy Reese, Drew Petzing, who was the Cardinals' offensive coordinator, is now with the Lions. Eric Bieniemy came back and didn't even take a look at any other team, obviously, but that was kind of some nepotism, of course, as we know. But David Blough, former quarterback, as we know, who was the assistant quarterback. Wow, excuse me. He's now the OC at the Commanders now. Zach Robinson went interdivision to Tampa. That one made no sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah, that might be addition by subtraction for the Falcons with how Zach Robinson coached this year.
And they hired Stefanski, which I don't love either. I feel like he gets.
I think he's better than Raheem Morris, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but I just think it's okay. But I don't know what they're doing with the quarterback situation in Atlanta. I got to figure that out. But there's some cool hires. I'm not being biased, but I think the top 3 hires that I like the most are your Cowboys hiring Christian Parker. I think that's a huge hire. I like the Giants, John Harbaugh, and I like, obviously, Mike McDaniel being paired with Herbert. I think that'll help a lot. They got to stay healthy.
Mike McDaniel and Harbaugh is either going to be the worst, clash with personalities or the perfect, yin and yang. Yin and yang. Is it yin and yang or yin and yang?
Yin and yang. It's really yang because Y-A-N-G is yang, actually, and where I lived in Shenyang. It's not like yang, actually. So it's yin yang.
I thought it was a Japanese thing, yin and yang. Chinese?
Chinese, pretty sure, yeah. 99% Chinese, yeah.
No, I believe you.
I'm just going to triple check so I'm not an asshole.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Take your time. But yeah, I think some of the other hires.
I just should have stuck to my gut because Y-A-N-G is such a Chinese.
Yeah. I think I really like Jesse Minter to the Ravens. I think maybe they realized they shouldn't have let McDonald walk out the door, and then they got Jesse Minter, who I think is kind of very similar to a young defensive-minded head coach, who I think did a really, really, really good job with the Chargers this year. I think
last
saw
year he split the defense from 25th ranked to 5th ranked or something like that.
Really, that's crazy. I didn't even know.
Yeah, I saw that stat points against, something like that, yards per game. They were top 3 in the 2 seasons he was DC in the Chargers. like their defense was outstanding under Minter in terms of where they were versus where they got to, which seems to be a consensus top 5 defense actually. A lot of things helped that. I think the Cameron Dicker being an exceptional kicker for them and being one of the best kickers always helped the defense. That's number one. Number two, I think their personnel has gotten better over the last couple of years. They got rid of Bosa and got some young guys in there. Obviously, Derwin James is a stud. They have some Asante Samuel Jr., I think, also who got drafted probably within those couple of years. Who's a solid player. Like the personnel probably got better. So there's other things that key into that, not just Minter. But I agree with you. I like that hire a lot. He has the face. It's hard to explain, but there are guys that Raheem Morris, like we've talked about, with his face, like he's just bothersome. I don't know what it is, but like Devin Minter looks like a fucking general of men.
Jesse Minter.
Thank you. The way he like looks, his facial construction, it just I don't know how to explain that, but like it's almost similar to like Mike McDaniel looking like a little boy, and like that's kind of the team that he coached. It was a bunch of little boys. Yeah.
All right, let's get into baseball for a little bit. Some of the signings. Well, I want to talk first about like I know the Mets and the Yanks were kind of battling for Bellinger. Where are you at that? It's obviously had to be an overpay, but then again, he had an electric season last year. If you break down the WAR, you go through the moments. So, do you think it was an overpay? Do you think an overpay was necessary, kind of just with the way the cookies were crumbling? Or where are you at with the Bellinger signing?
They broke through the wall of him asking for 7 years, though, and called his bluff. And he signed the 5-year deal. So I think that's one thing I would say is that they didn't sign him for 7 years like an old Yankee regime would have, I feel like, with these horrible Jacoby Ellsbury contracts that they signed for too much time and then end up being on the hook for so much money and whatever. So I like the idea of getting him for 5 years. I think that's good. I think there weren't any guys left that do what he do, which can play multiple positions in the outfield, especially with our situation of having, Judge is older now. He's 33, 34 now. Stanton's an older player. They just, I know that what's his name, Grisham played well, but he doesn't play right field. And I just think that it was kind of a necessary signing for the Yankees to keep their core intact in a way. And with the losing of Soto, he's part of their core now, no question. So I like it. I think that you overpaying, like, that's all for the birds. Like, I don't even speak for wallets. And like, I just feel like players, you got to get players when they're available. And there's just not a lot of Bellingers. And, Kyle Tucker is such a piece of shit for doing what he did, for going to that team. And like, he's such an impactful player that could help another team that hasn't won it in a while win, it feels like to me. And for him to go there to go bat 5th or 6th in that lineup is I hate to say it, such a pussy move. And they are deferring all this money. Like Manfred has really fucked this league up, that they're allowing all these teams to defer so much money. Like I saw a stat that the amount that they bought the Dodgers for, their ownership, is now less money than the amount of guaranteed money they owe their players. It's like 1.2 versus like 1.7 billion. It's like a joke at this point. So they shouldn't be able to have that much money on their cap because they're deferring it out to some future moment. It's like so fucked. But whatever. That's kind of where the situation is. And Tucker got his money and got to play for a former champion. He's like, let's go win a championship. I saw in his quick video he put up. It's like, dude, shut up, bro. Like, they would win with.
So annoying. It's like so transparent. And like, we talked about it a little bit last week, but I compared it to Kevin Durant going to Golden State. It's just like a fucking pussy, bitch ass move like that nobody fucking likes.
You might get a ring. No one will care.
Yeah. Like, yeah, exactly. It's kind of one of those. Yeah.
It means 3,000 times more than the fucking championships he won in Golden State.
And now they're in a spot now where the Dodgers, like, if they don't win, it's an absolute failure. And if you're the first year there with them, like Kyle Tucker, Edwin Diaz, like you're going to be like, wow, you fucking couldn't even win with this team. Like, so you kind of like may take a little risk, but yeah, I mean that's setting to affect the dominoes of the Mets overpaying for Bichette, and then the Phillies overpaying for Real Muto, then the Yankees overpaying for Bellinger, then the Mets obviously going out and getting Luis Robert,
Freddie Peralta,
and Tobias Myers. People are like, I saw some posts from SNY, and they're like, 6 of the 5 guys who might make the starting lineup this year, and they left out Tobias Myers, and I'm like, I could easily see Tobias Myers climbing over Clay Holmes and Peterson.
Not exactly. Little hill.
I mean, I think McClain's the real deal. He came on late last year, but he almost reminded me of like when DeGrom first came on the scene. I'm like, oh, this guy's got it. Like he's right away. I'm like, oh, this guy's a guy. And then Mania,
that's another guy. That's another team that traded for a big starter. I'm pretty sure.
Who's that?
The Rangers with DeGrom. They have another guy in Evaldi. They signed a third guy there. I saw a post about it, and like people were clamoring about.
Yeah, you want to look it up quick? Yeah, but just in terms of that Mets rotation, like even Mania, like he was hurt a ton last year. Sanga's always hurt. Like I think that Tobias Myers is almost being looked at as a throw-in, and like Tobias Myers was pitching in the playoffs against the Mets when that game where Alonso hit the 3-run home run in the ninth. Like he dominated the Mets for 5 innings. I think Tobias Myers is a guy. Obviously, Freddie Peralta is a guy, but the only ones who I'm looking at like are certainties to be in that top 5, and then like the rest, I know. There's 7 guys fighting for 5 spots, but it's really 5 guys fighting for 3 because, like, I think Peralta and McLean are pretty much assured, and then Peterson is really close to assured. But like, even so, like, I don't even think Peterson's a guarantee, but he's the closest. But then with Clay Holmes, Mania, Tobias Myers,
long season, you gotta
Senga, Tobias Myers, Mania, and Clay Holmes, like anyone, like all 4 of those guys will probably get some starts, come out of the bullpen some, like unless, like I said, the youngest guy there is Myers, who could like come and have a really good year with the Mets. Like I really like Tobias Myers. That's what I'm trying to get at. Who the Rangers trade for? I know you're looking it up. Sorry.
It was Mackenzie Gore, all-star from last year, who had 185 strikeouts.
He's awesome. Lefty from the Nationals.
That's what I'm saying. It was a real guy. It wasn't like some
strikeout guy. Yeah. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan.
185 strikeouts. I think I read in how many innings was that? In 159 innings. Like that's huge. He's all-star. That's
especially for a starter.
Yeah. So Rangers shoring up their starters as well. I mean, I'm interested to see the Yankees. You know, finally, hopefully a full season with this starting crew. You know, it could be fun. So I'm interested to see that and see if they can stay healthy, and maybe Garrett Cole gets back to form. That would be great to see. Maybe for one more year, one more last hurrah here, like a real classic all-star season from Garrett Cole, maybe 16 wins, stuff like that. You could slide the rest of the guys down. Honestly, maybe even make Garrett Cole the number 2 starter, and you keep what's his name Fried as the number 1, who was excellent last year. So I think between
played great last year,
and Rodon had a great year too, man. So like I think that the staff on the Yankees is good. Their bullpen is still, it never fucking ends with this team, with this bullpen, it doesn't seem like Cashman cares to address it, but we'll see. We'll see what the Yankees are. I think it's going to be another season of Yankees maybe getting close to winning the AL East with Toronto. It'll be competitive again. Toronto that could have been like one of those, that was your chance, one of those kinds of seasons, and then they kind of regress. Boston will be better. They had a lot of young talent. So that'll be cool. They lost Bregman, though, obviously, to the Cubs. That's a big signing for the Cubs. Seems like the Cubs are sneaky. They're going to be a sneaky team this year, maybe. But we'll see. Again, it's just the Dodgers and everyone else when it comes to baseball for me at this point. So fucking dumb.
Yeah, and then I guess like we're getting towards the off season now, so maybe a little bit of a basketball preview, if you will, even though we're very far into the season. Who are you right now, kind of like? Because I feel like it's kind of wide open. Obviously, there's a couple good teams, but like, where are you at right now in terms of like who are the front runners to win the NBA title this year? Give me 4 teams, because I feel like it always kind of comes down to like we kind of know.
Yeah, for sure. OKC, of course, is still in the running. They're still just so talented, and it's the dog days of the regular season after you win a championship. Like you stay motivated, and they still only have 9 losses, I'm pretty sure. So or 10 losses. They lost to just Indiana the other night, even though Shai had 47 in that game. So, I think I still think OKC. Denver is still. I mean, I think they're the best team in basketball when it's all said and done. Jamal Murray's an all-star this year. This guy's a psycho. Since Jokic has been out, they're still winning. They've found new blood, with these guys scoring. What's his name? I forget his name. Watson, I'm pretty sure, is his name. He's been playing awesome. And then Aaron Gordon's learned how to shoot a 3 and really come into his own as an offensive player. And, and you still got the best player in the world with Jokic. So I'm a big fan of Denver. They're probably the number 2 team. Number 3 team would be this is tough. Probably Houston. I think
I like that take.
Yeah, I think that they just beat Detroit the other night, and Detroit was healthy in that game. They had their center and all those guys. I just don't see the champion coming out of the East, unfortunately. I think maybe if Detroit makes the championship, they play such good defense with Ivy and the other Thompson twin, and Cade Cunningham's a psychopath. This guy's top 3 player in basketball right now. And their center Durant is a beast. So I do think Detroit is a team, but I think they could lose to a random East team like Orlando in the playoffs. That's my problem with putting them as my top 4, because I can't anoint them yet until I kind of see it. And for all you fans out there that know that I'm a diehard Knicks fan, you see the Yankee hat, I'm a diehard Knicks fan. There's no chance the Knicks are winning the championship this year. They're not a top 4 team. They don't play defense. I went to the game the other night against Golden State. They let Moses Moody get 7 straight threes wide open, and he made all of them. I watched it in person. And that's their 3rd best shooter on the team. So Knicks don't play defense, and if Cat's not going to play defense and they're going to leave him out there for so long, I don't care if he gets defensive rebounds all game and this and that. Like, the team goes as Brunson goes, and we love Brunson on this pod. The guy's a stud. Obviously, McHale's having a great season. Hart's been in and out of the lineup. OG's still OG, great player. But I can't trust this team if they don't lock up. And they haven't shown me this year that they can lock up. The Nets game the other night, when people are like, oh, it's their best defensive game the whole season. They're playing G Leaguers. It doesn't matter. They're playing Michael Porter Jr. is the best player on that team.
I will say, I said it in the offseason that I think the Celtics will be a lot better than people think.
They are.
Right now, they're the 2 seed, and I still hold firm that,
if Jason Tatum comes back, it gets scary.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's coming back. I'm just saying the future on the Celtics has already proven positive. That, they were basically, people thought they were dead, and
Jaylen.
The Eastern Conference aren't very strong this year. Yeah, Jaylen Brown took offense to not getting Player of the Month over Brunson. And the next game scored 50 points. He was vocal about that.
I'm seriously the biggest Jaylen Brown hater, and he's averaging 30 points a game with 6 and 5.
Yeah, he's been awesome this year, and I think they got the kid from what's his fucking name? Now it's going to drive me crazy. They made the trade for the shooter in the offseason from the Blazers. The kid from the Blazers they traded for.
Hugo Gonzalez?
No. Hang on. I'll look up Celtics player stats real quick.
Eric White you're talking about? Who are you talking about?
No. They traded for the guy from the Rockets. Not the Rockets, the Blazers, excuse me, in the offseason, little shooter. Anthony Simons.
But he hasn't really – I mean, he's averaging 13 a game this year.
But that's his role. But that's his role on the Celtics. He hasn't
really found it yet, though. Even he's which is crazy to think. He hasn't found it.
But he's like I said, a Derek. He becomes another Derek White, Peyton Pritchard on the Celtics, who is another guy who he's still shooting 40% from 3. It's not like he's scoring. He's 88% from the line. He's not scoring less because he's shooting just as much. It's just he was the number 1 in Portland, and now he's coming to a team where he's not. And
his distribution has been very inconsistent with this team. They really are a hot hand focused team, and just with Jaylen Brown at the helm, and obviously guys like Pritchard who always get run. But they some games I'm reading here, he gets 23 minutes, and then the game before that he had 39 minutes and scored 39 points, or 34 minutes and he had 39 points. So I really with him, it's he's just. What I would say about the Celtics, I think what you're also even just getting at is they have a lot of just capable guys that can play basketball at a high level. And they have great coaching, as you love. That's your boy.
I'm not a huge Mazzulla guy, to be fair. I killed him when they lost to the Warriors in the finals. Or no, that was Ime the next year. Then but that season I killed him. I thought his timeout management was terrible. But then again, he's definitely getting better year after year. I saw the Hugo Gonzalez substitution, then he hits the 3 to tie the game. That was kind of that's one of those things that's man, that was an impressive, obviously chess match.
Yeah. And Pritchard's a guy.
The Celtics obviously overperforming. There's a lot of season left.
And I wouldn't put them again. I wouldn't put them in the category of top 4 teams in the league right now. There's just no way. I still have Denver, OKC, well far ahead. I think even Detroit is farther than them. But I would put Houston as my third.
You left off the Spurs. You think they're just not quite there yet? Like,
nah, not at all. And
they have the second best record in the NBA.
I know, but I've been watching. What makes them scary is that
I guess the Pistons are close too. They played fewer games, so it's hard to say. But yeah, I guess the Pistons have the second best, and that's the third best record in the NBA.
Yeah, the record I don't care about because again, the only thing I have a problem with is if Denver and Houston are the 3-4 seed. Well, actually, that's good because then they can both make a long run. Because if they play each other on 4-5, there, like, I just don't believe in the Lakers. The Phoenix Suns Booker just went down. Shouts to Booker. That sucks to see. Sixers are sneaky. Embiid's been playing really well. If he can stay healthy, Paul George is kind of finding his role.
Edgecombe looks like a guy.
Edgecombe's the guy, and Maxi's the man. So that team's cool. No way Toronto can keep it and sustain it. They don't have enough shooters, in my opinion. It's traditional scorers. Scotty Barnes is just not good enough. So again, my 4 teams I would have as that 4th team competing would be between 3 teams. Is how I actually look at it. So it'd be between the Spurs that you just mentioned, the Detroit Pistons. And I would say if Jason Tatum comes back, it's the Celtics. If he doesn't, then probably the Knicks. Then I would say is the 4th team.
All right, sounds good. For the quiz today, we're just going to keep it playoff focused. I got 20, big-time players for this weekend or got, big-time names for this weekend's games, and I'm just going to ask you where they went to college.
Oh, my God.
Here we go. See how this goes. There's some easy ones, some harder ones, but I didn't want to go too crazy. I'm not going to do like Rashid Shaheed or Quinn Miners. I tried to keep it fair. But we'll start with, the guy coming in for Bo Nix this weekend, Jared Stidham. Where did Jared Stidham go to college? Looks like you got your fucking eyes on the screen right now.
No, I'm not. Actually, I'm looking up something from the NBA here, actually. But no, let me go back to the quiz here. Like, yeah. Let me see. No, I have my hands on my joint right now. Jared Stidham. Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. I know he's been in the league for like 6 or 7 years. This is going to be hard. I feel like he's a confident guy, so I feel like he came from a big school. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm going to go with Georgia.
No, SEC. I'm not just. If you don't know, I don't know. If you don't know, I'm not just gonna have you guess over and over again. Like we'll just keep. If there's somebody like, it's on the tip of my tongue, I'll let you keep going.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, he went to Auburn.
Auburn. Okay, so it was SEC though. I wasn't crazy to think that he went to a big school, big rah-rah.
You're like your rationale was good. Like you were close.
Okay. All right.
Zach Charbonnet. Obviously out this weekend, but a huge part of getting the Seahawks here.
Damn, that's a really hard one, dude. I don't know why.
He was a second-round pick.
I know he was, but like Arkansas?
Ago. No, not Arkansas. Not very close either.
Oh yeah. He also has a Big Ten look to him, kind of reminds me like a Penn State running back.
They're Big Ten now, but they weren't Big Ten when he was there. That's a pretty big hint.
Oh. Not Oregon. Notre Dame?
No, Notre Dame is still independent. UCLA.
Okay. This is going to be tough, man. I'm not a big colleges guy.
Kenneth Walker III.
Georgia?
No. No idea. Michigan State.
Okay.
I know, and every single one of these I knew but
I guarantee I would never give you a quiz of colleges.
Yeah. Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Ohio State. Okay, I got it.
There you go. Let's go. Let's get on
the board. I'm on the board.
Stephon Diggs was a big coming out of high school and was kind of surprised he went here. Ended up kind of him getting drafted lower. So it's not going to be a Georgia,
Yeah.
Not a small school either, but but middle of the pack, if you will.
Okay.
Probably hurting you more than helping you.
It's all going in one direction. Let me see here. Illinois?
No, but in that realm,
yeah.
Maryland.
Oh, I actually knew that. I did know that. Swear to God, I knew that. The only other guy I know that went to Maryland. I know a couple other guys actually. Never mind. But the Giants running back Wilson, of course. Go ahead.
David Wilson went to Virginia Tech.
Oh, who am I thinking about then? The running back from Maryland.
Running back from Maryland.
Not David Wilson.
Anthony McFarland Jr.
Oh,
yeah. Christian Gonzalez.
I mean, that guy probably went to a legit school. I have to
This is
imagine.
a top 10 pick in 2023.
Yeah.
Maybe not top 10, but high pick, first round pick in 2023.
He kind of makes me think Notre Dame too for some reason. But I don't think that's right. Let me see. Penn State?
No. 17th overall, West Coast school. I'll give you one more guess.
Oregon.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Fuck.
17th overall, so not top 10. I was exaggerating.
Yeah.
Cooper Cup. This is a small school, but a lot well known because he's like the only guy from there.
Troy.
No, good kind of.
That's where that's where your boy went from linebacker.
Marcus Ware went to Troy.
Ware. Yeah. That kind of thing, right?
The only other hint that you would help, but you probably won't know, is they play on a red field. Like at Boise State is the blue field.
Yeah.
They play on a red field.
Oh man, that's a great clue. I can almost picture the team. Fuck.
Yeah.
Cincinnati?
It's a small school.
Not Cincinnati.
Nah, Eastern Washington. That's a tough one.
That's very hard. Holy shit.
I mean, I know. I just feel it's funny because like all these to me.
I'll never forget now, though. I'll never forget now. Yeah.
Patrick Surtain the second. Surtain, however you say it.
Yeah. Fuck. That also feels like Ohio State or something like that, or Penn State. Fuck.
Definitely a blue blood.
Yeah. Patrick Surtain the second. Alabama?
Alabama, correct. First round, 9th overall.
Yeah! I thought that one through. Look, my hands are. I swear to God, I didn't look it up.
Matt Stafford.
Oh man, I know this. My hands are up here. I swear, I'm not looking anything up. He came out the same year as Rodgers. Oh my God, what school is this?
No, I think Rodgers was before him. I can double check.
I think they're the same year.
No, because Rodgers and Alex Smith were the same year, and Alex Smith was overall, and so was Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought they were the same draft year.
Rodgers is like 3 or 4 years older than Matt Stafford.
Georgia.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a famous picture of him like with a keg over his head. He looks like Luke.
Yeah, with the hair. Oh my God.
Devontae Adams.
Like Luke. Damn, shouts to Luke.
Devontae Adams.
You delayed crazy there. Do you see you're delayed right now?
No, Devontae Adams. You can hear me?
I can hear you. Let me remove you from the stage and load you back up. Hold on. Yep, there you go. You're back now. Right. I think you're good.
Devontae Adams. If you have no idea, I'll give you a hint.
Michigan State?
No. He played with Derek Carr in college.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Right, and then they reunited on Texas school, I think maybe.
California.
Oh, Cal. Is it Cal? No, not Cal. That's Rodgers. Oh my God, California.
I mean, they could have both went to Cal, Derek Carr, and Aaron Rodgers.
No. But that didn't happen. California school. Oh my God.
Fresno State.
I can see it. Do you ever see a Fresno?
It's Fresno State, yeah.
Yeah.
Fresno State.
I was like right there, man. I was getting there.
All right.
That's where Aaron Judge went too. Shout out.
Puka Nacua.
Hawaii.
BYU. Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, that's tough. I didn't. Ohio State.
No. Any guesses or?
I think it's this big school like that for some reason.
It is a big school. But it's not in the Big Ten. It's in the SEC. It used to be in the Big 12.
And the SEC used to be in the Big 12.
Same college.
Tennessee?
No, Tennessee was always in the SEC. It was never in the Big 12.
Oklahoma. Oh wow,
yeah,
what a good.
There you go.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah.
Travion
I should have thought
Henderson.
about that a little bit harder. I would have got. Ohio. Is that Ohio State? Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Leonard Williams.
Yeah.
A little older, but a top 5 pick.
Yeah, on the Jets. Leonard Williams. I can imagine the draft pick. Bama?
No. California.
Really? Holy shit. Oh, USC?
Correct. Nice. He's a rookie. This one's a little hard. He's a rookie this year, so RJ Harvey. So he's just in college, just got drafted. Try to search your mind for the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, the second round top. It was the top of the second round or something like that, and they got him.
Yeah, he's a second round pick. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Same college as Blake Bortles. And Brashad Perryman. And J.J. Wardles. Is a little known name.
Blake Bortles feels like a guy that played probably in hot weather, didn't play in the cold. Feels soft, so I feel like I'm going California here. I'm thinking
warm weather, but not California. Opposite side of the country.
Florida. Wow. Okay. So, wow. RJ Harvey went to Florida State.
Nah, UCF.
I would have never got that.
Riley Moss.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
He was a fucking third round pick last year, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, third round pick? No chance.
Where did a white cornerback play college football?
Iowa?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay. That was a great clue. Yeah.
Hunter Henry. It was a great clue, but you could have known that clue without me telling you. He's a white cornerback in the NFL.
Yeah. True. Yeah, that's a good point.
The other white cornerback.
But I would have never arrived at that clue from such a ridiculous perspective, though. Honestly,
the other white cornerback in the NFL. Who's that?
Cooper DeJean. Yeah, Iowa. Yeah, I know.
Okay. Yeah, Hunter Henry. Was an awesome college football player. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Miami?
No. SEC.
Oh, Alabama.
No, Arkansas. Close.
Oh, man. Oh, okay.
All right, Jared Verse.
Florida State.
Yes, there you go. I was like, come on. DeMarcus Lawrence. We referenced the red field earlier and compared it to a blue field.
Oh, yeah. Boise State?
Yes. And then Colby Parkinson. I put him in here because you should know this based on
such a big fan.
No, based on life. Based on your personal life.
He went to Buffalo?
No. Think your more current personal life.
Stanford? He's a Stanford guy?
Yeah, he's a Stanford
I did not know that, man. I might have to get the Colby Parkinson Stanford jersey. God damn.
Yeah, Stanford boy. Smart ass. All right. Let's shut it down. My bad. I didn't mean to massacre you with the quiz.
No. I love it. I like tough quizzes. I'm gonna give you a quiz next time. It's gonna be more NBA focused, and I'm gonna see what you got.
Good. NBA colleges would be nice.
Yeah, we'll see what we got. Good luck with all your bets. I
haven't put anything in yet. I'm actually about to bet UFC. Shout out to UFC on Paramount Plus. no more fucking $75 or an illegal stream. Fucking, I already had Paramount Plus with Showtime. This is nice. I'm very excited about this.
Dana's starting to get with the program a little bit with the streaming services.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they threw him more money than all the money they'd make off pay-per-views in fucking a decade. Yeah.
Actually, it's gonna get sent. Hopefully, I think they're working on getting everything centralized at one point or another, shifting between streaming services.
It's just becoming cable again, because you get the streaming services, and then now they have commercials on the streaming services.
Exactly. It's not even instant. Also, you have to go into the app. It's not even as instant as changing the channel. So it's going back.
It's crazy. That's like you started to need them all again. So it's basically like cable, and then also they brought back the commercials. That was a wild move. Amazon Prime, I think, led the charge on that. Netflix still doesn't do it. But everything else,
maneuver through the streaming services and still get things on demand. Then we be living the game, and then commercials.
Peacock, Paramount Plus, Amazon,
Hotz,
HBO Max, Hulu. They all have an option of paying less and watching commercials. So it's like this is just cable. This is just cable, and except where we have to press more buttons to switch channels, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. But we're all suckers because we have no control. So good luck with your bets, and AJ Barner for anytime touchdown. How you doing?
Let's go. Peace.
Peace.
Later, brother.
Later, bro.